Hi, good evening, everyone. This is Alamjeet Flora. Welcome to the Wednesday talk show brought to you by Pothos Events Sweden. Big hello to all our new viewers. I know lots of you joined last week and you all have sent us your messages. So, thank you so much for joining, and we're excited to bring you on this journey of sharing so much with you. Yes, every week we have a new topic. We discuss various things under the sun, and we are open to you sending us your topics and let's discuss more. Today we are going to be talking about cryptocurrency. Cryptocurrency by the view of Chanakya. Chanakya, as you know, has been, our ancient guru. He had flourished India's economics to another level. And today we are going to bring the two worlds together. This pandemic has taught us that a lot of our the outdated thing that we thought, the ancient wisdom, is still so valid. So today, let's find out whether Chanakya's coins and today's cryptocurrency, is there any match? So today we have with us Mr. Pranav Patel. Pranav Patel is the CEO of Chanakya Aanvikshiki Private Limited. He has so many certifications to his credit. So I'll just read out very few of them. The rest, please check out on my Facebook page because there's a lot. So Pranav he is the director of Chanakya Institute of Public Leadership. He's done his PhD, research scholar from Ellen Wellenker Institute of Management and Development. Pranav is a certified financial planner, a candidate level 2 chartered financial analyst, and a lot more. He has worked with over 8 years in the financial and banking sector. So today we have Pranav, who is an expert in the financial sector with these loads of certifications that he has. And let's talk to him about cryptocurrency. Welcome him on board, guys. Hi, Pranav.
Namaskar,
Welcome to
namaste.
Namaskar. Welcome to the Wednesday talk show. So happy to have you on board, Pranav.
Thank you, Alamjit Nam. It's a pleasure to join you on this show, and what a great work you're doing on this talk show every Wednesday with Pothos event, picking up some of the other topics, interesting topics, I would say, and bring it on to people. So, thank you and congratulations on the great work that you're doing, ma'am.
Thank you so much, Pranav. Thank you so much. It's been a wonderful journey. We started in 2020 and now we are in 2022. So today we are going to be talking. Of course, we want to start with you. What are you doing? And also about, of course, Chanakya and Vikshiki Private Limited. Please tell
Sure.
us your journey.
Sure. So yeah, about myself and Chanakya Aanvikshiki Private Limited. Just to give you first about Chanakya Aanvikshiki Private Limited, we are a company where we work on research work which was done in Mumbai University a few years back, where a research work is done on Kautilya's Arthashastra, Chanakya's writing, and the research work tried to bring out relevance of this ancient wisdom, the ancient text which we have in India in the present day. So how can we use this wisdom, this knowledge which is there in our culture in India, which has been there since 2400 years, and how can we use it in present day relevance? How can we use those principles to make our life more efficient, more relevant, and more fruitful? So that is what we as a company do. We came out with certain findings. The research work came out with certain findings, and we tried to train people. We run few courses where we train people on this subjects. We do coaching where we do mentoring to people. We do group coaching where we do group whom we coach and mentor people, and also we do consulting where we consult few companies how they can work with this wisdom, this principles of Indian knowledge, and try to relate. Because what happened is, in fact, in 2014, when, as you mentioned, I was working in the financial world,
Yeah,
and I to myself felt that the principles which we see, the Western principles which come in India from the West, somewhere we were not able to relate to it. There was some kind of a disconnect which was there between both of
true.
them. And I to realize that if there is something like that, how can I understand what's happening around? So I joined this program in Mumbai University, which was teaching Kautilya's Arthashastra. And I thought Arthashastra, which means Indian economics, which will teach me Indian economics and how the Indian economy works with the principles which is there in our culture. However, Arthashastra turned out to be way beyond economics. Economics was just one part of it. We learned much more. We learned about leadership. We learned how countries work, how economies work, and what principles can be used in those. Interestingly, the finding of those research work and the work which we did at Mumbai University was that every country, every place has its own ingrained nature. It has its ingrained culture which is there, and
Correct.
activities, people behavior is always linked to that kind of the culture which is there. This happens because of multiple reasons. Can be because of the climatic conditions, can be because of what's growing in there, what kind of land is there, what kind of people are there. So all those put together comes out the culture of the place. And India being India, we have our own culture, the Indian culture which we talk of. So
Yeah.
Kautilya Shastra became very relevant in that context in our culture in India, for people to use those knowledge, those principles to implement in present day. And that's where the success came in, where we realized that these principles can easily be implemented, because this is how we behave as a society. This is how we behave as a culture. This is how we behave as a nation. This is our ingrained, I would say, DNA, which is there in which we function. So that's where Kautilya Shastra came into picture. So from financial world to Chanakya Aanvikshiki Private Limited, the whole research work moved me into that direction. And today we train people in the corporates. We do open training programs. We also
Yeah.
train with the Indian Armed Forces, couple of government departments, also people in the public administration, so on and so forth. Obviously, universities and schools become a natural thing, because now people have started studying it in universities also as a subject. So those are
Yes.
activities which we do.
Fantastic, fantastic journey, and a journey to be on. I've been fortunate to do few workshops with you, and they are so inspiring and informative. Rasika also correctly says a perfect shastra with economy of mind and mindset.
Yes.
Perfectly said. So yeah, we know that even these ancient wisdom and all those research is still valid, still valid. So, but we are going to be talking today about crypto, which was of course not there when Chanakya wrote his Kautilya Arthashastra. So, what will you say? What is cryptocurrency? And is we also hear Bitcoin. So, are these two things similar?
Yes, yes. Bitcoin is probably one of the first cryptocurrency which came into existence.
Hmm.
In fact, the concept of crypto starts from Bitcoin, and then probably it moves on to others. So you find Ethereum, which is there. Then there is
Yes.
Solana. Then there's Dogecoin, and then the multiple now. I mean, it's infinite. I mean, there a coin which comes out
So
every single day. So there are so many coins out there. This has been there. I would say Kautilya Arthashastra has focused upon certain principles which we can relate out here as compared to what cryptocurrency is.
many.
And the principle where the exact disconnect is there has also been addressed in Kautilya Arthashastra. So this
Yes.
is not the first time that something like this has come up. There's always something or the other which has come up, which is there in the markets for people to look at. So yes, it has been there. We'll
Okay.
talk more about what it is going further with you, and explain how Kautilya Arthashastra also relates to it, and how are they actually relevant or they are not in today's time. So I will share my details further with you on that. So,
Yeah. Okay. So, as Chanakya, he was a great strategist and a good economist. So, what do you think what would be his views on this new world of cryptocurrency?
sure. So, to go into understanding of this world of cryptocurrency, first we need to understand what cryptocurrency is all about.
Yes. Yeah.
And cryptocurrency is a sandhi in Indian way, or I would say it's a word which is made up of two words put together: crypto and currency. So, what
Yeah.
is crypto and what is currency is first what we need to understand, and then I will give you the Chanakya's point of view to that.
Okay.
Crypto means something which is made out of blockchain, and blockchain is something which is a blockchain technology where you transfer something from one place to another in an encrypted format, which goes exactly the way it is without anyone who can intervene in between. Right. So
Yeah.
it's the safest way of transferring something from one point to the other in an electronic manner is crypto. Right.
Yeah.
And currency is something in terms of everything that we use. So you may use dollar, pound, rupee. All these are currencies. Something which has a legitimate value, or we call it a legal tender through which
Yes.
we transfer. We use that to transfer value. So if I have to buy something, it has a price, and the price is related to a particular currency. and that
Right.
currency gives me the transfer value as a legal tender from one place to the other. Now, understanding cryptocurrency, when both of this came together and what happened. So,
Yeah.
cryptocurrency came up as something where people said that there are these tokens which can be transferred from one place to another, all right, in terms of currency. And Bitcoin was the first one to come up with, where they said that there is a certain number of coins which have been mined
Mm-hmm.
electronically, and the number is limited. So the number
Okay.
is limited in that case, and people who can buy and take, the number is limited. So if the demand of that thing goes high, because it is
Mm-hmm.
limited, all right, the
Yes.
price goes up, all right. However,
Okay.
this completely disconnects with the fundamental principle of what currency is. You cannot
Yeah.
have a rupee or a dollar with you, and tomorrow the dollar's value will go up and down. The dollar's value will remain exactly what it is, right?
Yes.
So a legal tender, what we call. So if you have any currency, it will say, I promise to pay certain amount of value. So maybe I promise to pay a value of 100 rupees, that would have been mentioned on a 100 rupee note, or I promise to pay a value of $100 when it
Right.
comes to dollars in that particular context. So the fundamental thing about currency which is there is that it is something which has transfer value, right? Something
Yeah.
which was a legal tender. It's broken here because the supply and demand increases and decreases the value, right?
Yes.
Now,
Okay.
coming to the understanding of currency. A
Hmm.
currency is issued by a state or a country, right? So India has dollars, or US has sorry, India has rupees, US has dollars, UK has pound
Pound.
for that,
Yeah.
and Europe has euro as a currency. Now,
Yes.
going back to understanding currencies, and from Chanakya's time, if I have to come to, we used to
Yeah.
have gold coins as
Coins.
a value of thing which used to transfer.
Yes.
uh, Initially, humans, when the whole development happened, we thought, okay, this is a coin which if I give and take, this can store value to it. That say
Hmm.
100 rupees ka ek hai, 100 rupees is what one thing is all about, and I will
Yeah.
give 100 rupees to someone and get goods worth 100 rupees in that case.
Right.
This 100 rupees is guaranteed as a value on that coin. So we had gold standards which was there. So a country used to keep or store certain amount of gold and then issue currency against that, right? Saying
Right.
that if in case someone wants, so in even as on date, if you go to any of the reserve bank or Fed Reserve with a particular currency note, they are supposed to give you metal worth that much amount of
Yeah.
currency. So $100. If you go to the Fed giving $100, they are supposed to give you say metal or silver worth $100, or gold for $100 worth against that.
Right.
This understanding grew further as humans realized that the value of a country's currency doesn't lie in only those stored gold coin or silver which is there within the treasury. A
Hmm.
country's wealth, and in Chanakya's language, if I have to use, Rashtra Dhan, Rashtra Sampatti, or national wealth is not
Yeah.
limited to that treasury which is there. So if I have 100 rupees, or you have $100 or 100 pounds, 100 euros to you, okay, it is backed by a currency, by a nation in terms of the wealth which it has. So
Right.
today, if the value of exchange between Indian rupee and the US dollars is say 75 rupees, that means the valuation of India's wealth as a whole, because we no more back it up with amount of gold, we back it up with the country's sovereignty, right?
Right.
So when I'm saying that value is this much of that currency, that means it is backed by the valuation of that country, which
Mhm.
includes the land, the mine, the forest, all the
Yeah.
resources which fall in
Resources. Hmm.
boundary of that particular country, right? So
Right.
that is why it's called a national currency or a country currency for that matter. Unfortunately, cryptos, which is there, and the cryptocurrency which exists as on date, do not have any backup,
Right.
right? There's no backing. It's all, I would say, in the air, because they
Yeah.
say this is
Cloud.
something, it's in the cloud. Exactly,
Yeah.
it's in the cloud, which is mined out of the computer. When we say mining, it requires certain amount of electric current. That's why they call it mining. They use certain amount of electric current, and that electric current mines it out. And
Yeah.
it mines it out usually, if you understand, it's through graphic cards. And when
Hmm.
graphic cards, it's a graphic which is mined, which is made through that electronic computer or device out of that, and that currency comes out.
Yeah.
But there's no backing. So if I say
Right.
there is no backing, if India goes bankrupt or Indian government goes unstable, people can go to the government and say, please give me my money value back, either by selling off all the resources that you have or whatever you have, and give me my value, because this is a note which I carry as a tender, right?
Yes.
Whereas in crypto, I don't have anyone
Yes,
to go
no.
to. Yeah.
Yeah,
So the whole fundamental thing about a currency which is backed and which is having a value to it, it completely falls down.
true.
Right? So that is why cryptos come out as a currency which none of the countries would accept, because it doesn't have any kind of backing. Even as on it, we none of the people have forcefully semi legalized it. I would say there is no country who has legalized it. There's semi legalization and
Mhm.
complete irregulated, because there is no regulation. In
Correct.
fact, another challenge comes in this is some of the currencies like Bitcoin and Ethereum and Solana, for that matter, they do
Mhm.
not even have an owner whom you know. It's a,
Yeah,
yeah, we don't know who is the
we
owner.
don't know.
We don't know who owns
Correct.
the currency. So tomorrow, if it goes burst, I don't know whom to go and catch. And tomorrow, I don't know what legal proceedings I can take against that. Where do I go and fight a case? Because you don't know which country it is registered. It's all in the air. It's in the
Yeah,
clouds, right? So that's where the whole idea of a currency completely falls out in this case. The
true.
only reason the values are going up as on date is because of supply and demand. What we
Mhm.
realize is there's a limited amount of supply and the demand is high. That is why the prices are going up, or probably had gone up. I would say not in the last 1 year though.
Right.
Now this prices have gone up only till the time that people start realizing that मैं घर पे बैठे बैठे अपने computer से भी more I can start minting money out of it, right? So
Yeah,
that if you can start printing out of it, so the value of the currency is just supply and demand, right?
right.
There's an interesting incident which has happened in our history when all the financial experts who have studied finance would know
Hmm.
this. It is called the tulip maniac. And I would suggest all our viewers to go online, go to YouTube, and search for tulip maniac. All right, what is a
Okay.
maniac? Maniac is someone who's gone mad. All right,
Mad, yeah.
madness, yeah, madness, and madness behind tulip. What was the madness behind tulip? This happened in Netherlands, and what
Okay, yeah,
happened?
of course. It's the
Yeah,
tulip country.
the tulip country, exactly. In
Yeah.
fact, Netherlands is not the tulip country. Do you know that? Tulip
No.
was imported into Netherlands.
Oh, okay.
And that's
Interesting.
how it became. Yeah. So what happened is the tulip came to Netherlands from another country, and if I'm right, someone got it from Austria or something like that. and
Huh.
and then they started selling tulip, and some
Okay.
people loved it. People said, wow, this is a beautiful flower, I love the way it is and the way it looks and the color and things like that. So people started asking for, I want tulip, I want tulip, I want tulip. Everyone started, the demand of tulips started going up because it's something new and wonderful everyone saw.
Yeah.
Demand went up so much, all right, and this is factual, it is there in records, that one tulip you can sell and you can buy a mansion in Amsterdam.
My goodness. Okay.
Buy, and you could buy a mansion by selling one tulip.
One.
Yeah, it just happened
Wow.
that someone realized that if I put this tulip flower, and if I try to grow it in my backyard, I can start growing tulip in my backyard as well,
You're
right?
gonna be a millionaire.
No, but the point is the millionaire was only limited to supply and demand. The
Right.
production, they did not realize that we can produce it ourselves. Right?
Yeah.
So people started growing tulip in their backyard, and suddenly the demand went down because the supply started increasing. Right?
Right.
And suddenly people who had invested so much amount in tulip, they had stock tulip, everything went for a crash. Right?
Bust.
So
Yeah.
it is called tulip maniac. So the shape of the tulip that we see, if we turn it upside down, right, the
Uh-huh.
way it went up, it just came down. So it's like an inverted, it's like
Yeah.
a bell-shaped thing. Yes. So the
Right.
price of tulip went up and it came down. So that was a maniac which was there behind that demand which people created in their mind, right?
Right.
So tulip maniac is something which I would say we should think about when we're looking at this maniac of cryptocurrency which is going on in today's time, right?
Yes.
How can this work? And it's definitely see, understand, the blockchain technology is amazing, right? The whole
Yeah.
crypto concept is amazing, but till the time it is backed with something, because if I can transfer something from one place to another without any intervention in the most secured manner, that's really an amazing thing that has happened, right?
True.
But
True.
it needs to be backed with someone.
Yeah.
I would say I would probably support only a currency, a crypto, which is backed by a country. So in India now, the government has really has proposed
Yes.
during the budget that
Yeah.
we will be coming up with a currency of our own, and every country would start coming up with their currency in that particular manner, where it will be backed by
By
the
the
treasury.
government.
the Reserve Bank of India. So
Yeah.
we need to have backing of everything, because a legal tender which is there, which transfers value, need to have backing of certain kind of assets to it. And
Perfect.
for a country, it is the whole country, and the Reserve Bank of India reserves the value of the total country against the currency which it issues. So any crypto which will become backed by a national currency or by a nation will be the currency which I think we should look for, and not go behind this maniac which is going on in today's time, behind this supply and demand game, that there is only limited amount. That too, I don't know who is owning it, who has made it. It's a ghost who is there. No one knows who it
Yeah.
is in that context. And
It's scary that people are still putting in, their effort and money in this, and it's really, really strange.
it's good, because if you see the way the white papers, as they say, the white papers which are produced, every currency has a paper which has been produced by them in terms of what is the utility value, as they say, what is the
Yeah.
utility, where can they be used, and in what form they will be used. So Solana and Ethereum, for that matter, has lot of advanced thing in which you can use. Probably now you can even stage, and when I say stage, is something like you can pledge your currency and get interest on that also. So that all kind of things they are creating. There's a lot of things which
Okay.
has been created, almost like a banking system which is
Mhm.
getting created. You can do an SIP kind of investment into cryptos now, and things like that. It's a wonderful concept. I love it the whole way, but
Mhm.
not till the time I know it is backed by whom. Right. So if I know who the owner is, I know tomorrow if something goes wrong, who to go and catch, and I know tomorrow which legislation or which legal area I need to go and question someone. Till the time that doesn't become clear, it becomes really a gray area to play in. So, or probably I would say a risky area to play in that context.
Correct. And that's a wonderful tip to give someone who wants to start, investing in this cryptocurrency, that you should know the background where you're putting your money. So that's very nice.
True, true,
So,
true.
we have, what shall we learn now from, the teachings of, today's economic scenarios are so different. So what do the ancient teachings and today's this scenario, what do you think are we gaining out of these two worlds?
No, so see, basics of economics would remain same, because economics is basically about human nature, how humans think and how humans behave.
Yeah.
Humans think and behave. If I have to still go back into the Stone Age, then it's basically on the basic needs that
Yeah.
humans have, right? So everything that comes in from there, and based on that is economics, which is developed, right? So we
Right.
have to stick to certain economic principles, which is related to human behavior. So we cannot just deviate and come up with something which is completely out of the box. Yes, out of the box thinking is really nice, we would appreciate that, but it has to have something called as logic and reasoning, right? So there has to be logical thinking and reasoning behind that.
True.
In today's time, we have really created a lot of bubble, if I have to put it, the global economy. So if you what we call this as the fiscal deficit, right? So
Hmm.
every country has debt because they have borrowed money from somewhere. Uh,
Somewhere, yeah.
Now, interestingly, very funny part, if you put together the debt of all the countries in the world, right,
Hmm.
the whole world is in negative.
Right.
So where is the money gone?
Yeah.
So if
True.
the whole world is in negative, where is the money gone? So if we have to look at the deficit, the fiscal deficit which each and every country is holding today, where is the money gone? Which
Right.
means there is no money which was there, and it is a fictitious thing. Unfortunately, this happened because people kept printing currencies, right?
Right. Right.
And the banking system made it worse by, because we call it something called the multiplier effect. A
Uh,
multiplier effect is something where if the government prints 100 rupees or $100 and puts it into the banking system, it multiplies itself in the system, and probably gives an effect of 1,000 rupees or $1,000, or whatever is the multiplier
right.
efficiency of the economy out there.
Right.
But then understand, these are all steroids, and steroids can make you feel good for a certain amount of time. It can make you feel nice for a certain amount of time,
Right.
but if not managed well, or if not controlled, it can really create a lot of bad effects on you and your body. So we need to, as an economy, as human race, rethink about this whole thing, about in the way we are functioning with the banking system, of just pumping in money and trying to keep uh, and trying to, I would say, at times also push a lot of things under the carpet. Ke, Bura ho gaya, let me take care of, and politically they'll say, let me take care of my 4 years or 5 years. बाद में जो होगा वो देखा जाएगा, and let's push it
Right.
under the carpet. Every government, especially United States, with a new government coming into place, falls into something called as the debt ceiling. Debt ceiling is a government decides that this is the amount of debt we will raise as a country. We will not go beyond it, and they stop it. And then they suddenly realize, oh, we don't have any more money. So what do? We can't run the government. Okay. In fact, US had this scenario where
Problem.
Trump refused. I'm not gonna. If you don't allocate money to my wall, which I'm making against Mexico, I'm not gonna raise the debt ceiling. So the whole government went into shutdown.
Right.
Imagine the government going into shutdown. I mean, what kind of
Was-
economic
That was
concept?
another level.
So these are few
Very,
things we all need to rethink. We need to deep think about it in terms of where we are heading, what we are heading. Are we really greedy about taking that kind of growth, which is probably a fictitious growth, and tomorrow we might just be hit with a ceiling where we might not understand कि क्या हो रहा है.
yeah,
So
very true.
these are really concerning things around in the world these days.
Pranav, I'm really liking the way you're simplifying it so well for all our viewers. I'm sure, like, whoever's connecting with us today and who's not even from a financial background is going to, gain so much through you. So I'm really getting very excited talking to you, and, want to even get more. So, what could be the best kind? Like, now we're speculating now as we are talking about this crypto. So, what would be the best speculative investments that someone can do?
No, so again, because I prescribe to the thought process of Chanakya, and my fundamentals, after studying the Western models, have gone back to the Indian models and Chanakya's thinking. I have myself come to a belief that speculation is not the way to do. It's, in fact, if Chanakya has to be there, he would find someone for speculating, because he called traders and speculators as thieves.
Hmm.
Uh, Chanakya purely believed in manufacturing, purely believed in value creation in the economy. Understand, a speculator and a trader is not creating any value to the economy. They are just exploiting those holes, loopholes in the economy. If something is available at 10 rupees or $10 here, and I is something is been sold at 12 rupees or $12, we are exploiting this difference and trying to earn that 2 rupees in between. It is
Right.
not adding anything to the economy or in terms of value creation, right?
Correct.
So speculation, understand that three kinds of things you can do in the stock market. One is be an investor, right?
Hmm.
Another is be a trader, and third is being a speculator, right?
Right.
So Chanakya purely believed in being an investor. What did he mean by being an investor? It's I buy a share of a company, or I give money to a company in terms of a fixed deposit or debenture. The company uses that money. They probably put in a plant, or they probably put in some kind of a human resource to it. They create that a product which they have to create, right?
Yeah.
They sell that product in the market and then earn profits. Now, by doing this, what they are doing is they're creating a product and creating a value for people by giving that product to them. So this is
Right.
called value creation, right? The,
Correct.
the money is used for creating something to be given as a product to people, right?
Right.
So Charlie says you have to be a pure investor because you have to create value out there. So that is what is an investor. A trader is someone who will say, "यहाँ पे 10, यहाँ पे 12. I will just speculate and buy it out here and there."
Hmm.
Right?
Correct.
So that's a trader. A
Right.
speculator is someone who says this stock market is 17,100, and I think there is something which is going to happen between Ukraine and Russia somewhere, and markets will fall down. So I'm going to sell off everything, and probably I'll buy it at the lower price. They will. That's called a short sell in the financial terms. Or they will say everything is good. I think 17,100 the market is, and it's probably going to go to 18,000. Then I will expect it to go up without understanding the fundamentals why it is going. It is just again going by that supply and demand kind of
Fine.
a thing out there, which is again not creating value for the economy. So till the time value creation doesn't happen, these people who are just trading off with those loopholes or inefficiencies in the economic terms, it is called inefficiencies of the market, right?
Hmm.
Are actually pulling out all those earnings, all those value which has already been created without contributing anything to it. So Chanakya calls them thieves. he hates traders for that matters, because fortunately, Alanjit ma'am, I would like to tell you, fortunately with technology,
Yeah.
the whole value creation chain is cutting off this middleman. Understand, today if
Yes.
I am a manufacturer, I can go directly online
To
and
the
go direct to my consumer. Okay,
yes, that's
really
happening.
excellent thing which is happening,
Yes,
because the person who is creating value is actually getting the price of it, right? There are,
absolutely.
and
No middleman.
it is in English it is middleman, and in Hindi it is called bicholiye,
Huh.
right? So
Right.
the bicholiye business and the middleman business has to go out. These are people who are really troublemakers in between. We have to directly go to the consumer as manufacturers. So if that happens, it's really going to be good for the economy.
Yeah, yeah, very true, and very well explained. We should always, strive for value addition in whatever we are doing. So, what do you think, Chanakya's message to today's world would be?
Chanakya's message to today's world would be work hard, do well, look at value creation, look at contribution, look at an ethical way of doing business. I call it not economics. If Chanakya's has to call it in today's time, it would have been called dharmanomics.
Hmm.
Dharmanomics by ethics. Do
Yeah,
business, do activities by ethics and principles, and with transparency. What are you going to do by that? You are going to create trust in your people, right?
right.
Once you create trust within people, there is enough amount of transactions which can happen much more, right? Today banks don't trust you, right? That is why they say, "Okay, if you want money from me, please put something as guarantee,
Right.
collateral, right? Put your house as a collateral, or put your jewelry as a collateral, or whatever, they give you money. But they will say, I don't trust you, give me your things, and then only I will give you money.
Yeah, true.
Whereas, whereas, whereas the finance which work, right, which is called personal financing, right?
Hmm.
Personal financing or private financing happens in a manner, and I'm sure being from India, you would have experienced this.
Yes.
I have money. My friend has a business. I give him money for that. He pays me interest for that, but I don't say कि तेरा घर मेरे को दे दे, right? We
Yeah.
give him money on trust, on belief, right?
Right.
If my
Goodwill.
brother is doing business, or my relative is doing business, we fund them, right?
Right.
And only on mutual trust and the societal confidence which we have in each other. हम
Correct.
एक दूसरे के घर गिरवी नहीं रखवाते उसके अंदर, right?
Right.
In fact, if the person gets into trouble, we go and support and help him out of that,
Hmm.
right?
True.
So that is the trust which comes in if you do ethical business. And
Right.
the trust factor has to come in between people to do more efficient business, rather than get into this distrustful environment where you'll say, पहले मेरे को कुछ दो अपना, फिर मैं आपको पैसे दूंगा, बाकी मेरे पैसे, I don't believe in you. So what kind
True.
of environment are we creating? So Chanakya would believe in thermonomics and not
Hmm.
economics for that matter. So do things with ethics and principle.
Yes, very true. Very, very strong, good message there. But Pranav, we would like to hear your message also to our viewers. Of course, we know Chanakya's message now very clearly, but what would be your message to our viewers before you leave us? Like,
No, I mean, my message will be similar, because I keep talking about Chanakya, reading about Chanakya, and we've been working on Chanakya's works, and I would say not only Chanakya's work, but on the works of on the works of Indian management principles, Indian ethics, and Indian ethos, which we say.
right,
सोने की चिड़िया तो थी, up to 1780, India was the largest economy in terms of GDP. you know
right,
the Britishers, or others, the Portuguese or the French, just did not come to India and put up their colonies here. They knew there is wealth here. They knew it's just a
correct,
matter of 200, 300 years that we have lost it,
correct.
probably because of some reasons, because of this invasions which we had and things like that. But we, as a country, were always prosperous. We knew, and probably the most prosperous country across in the world. And the reason behind that was this principles which we followed. So my message to everyone will be, look into yourself, right? Try not to be greedy, but think long term, and create that trust within people, create that belief within people. It will be ease of doing business later on. That efficiency would be much better in terms of doing that. And best example I put it in today's terms is Tatas. In India, the company
Yes,
Tatas, which is there, they're known. If someone says Tatas, what do they stand for? It's trust, right?
yes.
Why do people trust them? Because of the ethics they follow in terms of doing business.
Hmm.
So create value, stay ethical, stay by value, think long term, don't think short term. We all want to, we all wish, and I too wish that everyone becomes rich, not just rich, become rich in life, but with the right quality of wealth as well.
Yeah.
There's a sutra in Chanakya Niti which says, "Kari aniti dhan joreyu, dashe varsh thehraye, gyara vete lagate, jade mool te jaye." Which means if you have earned things unethically, if you earn
Mm.
wealth unethically, the wealth will stay with you for 10 years. You feel happy, enjoy, oh, paisa kama rahe hai. People say, I don't care whether the color of the money is black or white. I believe in green color money. I said, fine. But the 11th year, as Chanakya says, well, the time you
Mm.
hit the 11th year, the wealth will wash off along with the principal.
True.
Jade mulite jaye, 11 vete lagate, jade mulite jaye. So even the principal will be washed off. So all that
Yeah.
will hit you back. Believe in getting the right energies, believe in getting the positive energies. Don't get negativity, don't get someone's negative energy to yourself. Try and keep yourself sattvic, I would say, in that manner, even in terms of earning wealth. That will make you happy and make you prosperous as well.
Thank you, Pranav. I can't thank you and be grateful enough. Today, we've not only learned about cryptocurrency, but so much more of being ethical and, creating this goodwill, which will go, the maximum, it'll give you the maximum heights than even wealth can give. So, thank you so much. And, this session has been so amazing with you. Thank you, Pranav. We wish you all the best
Thank you very
and
much.
keep adding those certificates to your credits.
Sure.
And we'll
As
see you
well.
soon, maybe sometime in Stockholm. That'll be
For
much
sure.
better.
Would
Yeah.
love to do that. Would love to see you in person as well, ma'am.
Yes, definitely. All the best to you. Bye,
Thank,
Pranav.
thank you, and thank you very much. Thank you. See you, ma'am.
Thank you. Bye. Hi, guys. So that was Mr. Pranav Patel. We learned so much. I think the topic was cryptocurrency, but I think we dwelled in so much. And doing business ethically, yes, it goes a very long way. And guys, keep doing the ethical way. And let's meet next week. We are going to be talking about financial independence when you're 40 plus. We have amazing lady joining us next week. She is from Sweden. Her name is Justina. She's going to be here talking a lot more on this. Thank you so much. Have a great week ahead. Bye.